As you know, we've suspected that now for a few days. The Israelis have made the claim that they did target him. It seemed like, my understanding, that until now, people that are specialized in this were not able to get in there and dig where Israel bombed the building. So that's why Hezbollah is talking about losing contact rather than confirming whether he is dead or alive. Apparently, he is perhaps still under the rubble. It's significant because it shows once again that Israel is able to deliver one blow after another to Hezbollah. Mm-hmm. It's significant also because it proves that there is an intelligence brief. There's definitely an intelligence breach when it comes to Hezbollah, hence allowing Israel to locate and attack one leader after another. Now, clearly, since the first was targeted, 3 weeks ago or even more, you would expect, of course, Hezbollah to have taken various measures. But from the rigging and detonating of the communication devices the first day and then the second day, and from the assassination of one Hezbollah leader to another, all the way to Hassan Nasrallah, and now apparently his successor, all of it together really underline that either Israel is getting help, or Israel has really infiltrated in various ways, digitally, electronically, and perhaps with human resources, Hezbollah, and able to deliver these blows. Now, of course, you probably heard from various analysis on our channel for the past number of weeks that, well, it's a major organization, it's an actual organization, it doesn't depend on one man. There are tens of thousands of its cadre and militants and so on and so forth. All that is true. Mm-hmm. And yet, one should not underestimate the blow of assassinating one leader after another, and it just doesn't stop bleeding the organization.
Right, and how will this affect their ability, Hezbollah's ability, to defend itself and defend Lebanese territory against Israel?
Well, clearly, again, if you add to the assassination of leaders and the strike against the militants and the supporters and others with the digital detonations, the electronic devices, if you add to that the bombings of countless locations, localities even, from the north to the east to the south of hundreds of Hezbollah positions and rocket launchers and so on and so forth, that we don't know exactly, we don't have accurate numbers, but according to various estimates, that probably dealt a major blow to a good part of the rocket launchers and and missiles of Hezbollah. Now, Hezbollah apparently is still able to launch missiles and still able to deter and still able to fight Israel in the southern part of Lebanon, already dealing a blow to the Israeli military in the first only couple of days, killing 9 Israeli soldiers. So there's that aspect to it as well. So this is a process. It's moving. I think, once again, Hezbollah was dealt a major blow, and apparently yet another with the possible assassination of its potential successor. And it is certainly dealing with all the losses it had to have the past 2-3 weeks. But it's continuing, and apparently it's persisting, albeit bleeding in a big way.
Right. Marwan, thank you very much for the moment. That's our senior political analyst, Marwan Bashara, with his initial reaction to this breaking news story that we're to be the successor of Hassan Nasrallah as leader of the group. How devastating of a blow would this be for Hezbollah again?
I think it's another serious and significant setback for Hezbollah. The wording that they've lost contact with this individual is, I think, an attempt to prepare Hezbollah supporters with a coming announcement that he has been confirmed dead. And so this is a reflection of how sophisticated Israel's intelligence operation has been and continues to be, that it can track the movement of senior Hezbollah leaders and one by one eradicate them. So I think this is another blow, a significant blow for Hezbollah. The big question is, can they recover from this blow?
And the credibility of Hezbollah, no doubt, as a professional military organization has been shaken. What do you think their strategy is going to be moving forward, given that, as Marwan, our senior political analyst, was suggesting there, that Israel seems to have infiltrated the group and its intelligence is really seems to be powerful right now against Hezbollah? How do you think they might change their strategy moving forward, and how they can defend Lebanese territory against further Israeli aggressions?
That's a great question. It's pretty clear that because of this infiltration by the Israelis into the Hezbollah communication network, this has been a big reason why Hezbollah has been suffering these blows. So I think the first challenge in the first order is to try and figure out how to communicate with the rank and file supporters with commanders in the field. That's the number one priority. I think the inability to do so also explains why Hezbollah has not been able to utilize what many people believe is a sophisticated arsenal against Israel. There was all these reports that they had 150,000 rockets, some of them very sophisticated. Why haven't they been fired yet? You would think this would be the time to do so after this level of devastation and destruction, including the assassination of Hassan Nasrallah and then his successor. So I think this is the big problem going forward, is how do you establish communication? So this is, all things considered, it's a major setback. I think the big challenge is how do you prevent the infiltration from happening and then try and rebuild the organization. And whether Hezbollah will be able to do so, is an open question.
On that question of rebuilding the organization, Hezbollah is, I don't know whether we should use the past tense here, but it's a powerful military organization, even more powerful than many state armies in this region. Do you think it'll be ever the same again, particularly when it comes to its regional outreach?
Well, it really depends on what the final assessment is in terms of this phase of their history. To what extent have they actually suffered the devastating blows that seem to have taken place? I mean, the other factor here is how able will Iran be to sort of rebuild Hezbollah and support it? Iran is under heavy sanction. It's much more weaker economically. This is not 2006, when after the last Israel-Hezbollah war, Iran was able to step in with a huge infusion of cash to rebuild homes and to resupply Hezbollah. So we're in a very different period right now. So the relative weakness of Iran will also be a factor in its ability to contribute to Hezbollah and have this organization rebuilt. But as you indicate, you're also right, Hezbollah is not going to go away. It derives its support from organic connections from the Lebanese Shia community. It has deep roots. But as a military fighting force, I think there's no doubt in my mind that they've been severely weakened, both politically and militarily. But just how bad the blow has been is an open question.
You say it's not going to go away, Nader Hashemi. It's been weakened militarily and perhaps politically. What will that mean then, as far as a new political reality in Lebanon after this war?
Well, reports today is the United States is trying to sort of take advantage of a weakened Hezbollah to force a new prime minister, a new president to be elected in Lebanon that would take advantage of this opportunity. So there's those types of machinations and calculations that are taking place to restructure or reorient the political nature of the Lebanese political system to take advantage of a weakened Hezbollah. So those things are happening. That's a big consequence. It might happen. I think Hezbollah's big challenge now is how do you survive when Israel is one by one consistently and systematically decapitating its leadership and taking out its major military installations. So this is a key moment, a devastating moment for Hezbollah. I suspect it's going to take some time before they recover militarily and politically.
Yeah, a devastating moment for Hezbollah, you say, Nader Hashemi. And as this is happening, all eyes are also now on Israel and how it might respond to the Iranian attacks a few days ago. What are the possible scenarios here? And how likely are we today to see a direct, full-blown conflict between Iran and Israel?
Well, it's pretty clear to me that Netanyahu wants to hit Iran and hit Iran very hard. That's been his game plan for a very long time. Yesterday's comments by Joe Biden seem to suggest that he was trying to put the brakes on an all-out Israeli attack on Iran for the missiles that hit Israel on Tuesday, that is. So I think that's the debate right now. It's a debate between Washington and Israel in terms of determining how far the United States is going to support an Israeli attack on Iran. Let's not forget we're in about a month away from an American presidential election. Oil prices are going up. This does not help Kamala Harris's re-election campaign. That's what's happening right now.
Nader Hashemi, thank you very much for talking.